Alright, finally making this, or at least recording the audio for this. Hopefully I actually get to the video making portion of it, but anyways, let's move on. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Moonlight. I'm an animator mostly focused on my OCs, Moonlight, Willow, Rix, and Lumen. Storyworld, Moonlight, and the way I present here on the internet aren't connected in canon. They are in the sense that she's a projection of myself onto that character. I've had my OCs for quite a while, the oldest one that I still actively make content about, being made 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 years ago. I can't really remember, but that's about the range. I made these 4 to go into my Storyworld Furmania. Furmania is currently being made into a visual novel, which should be out in a few months to a year, and hopefully eventually an animated pilot. Nothing confirmed on that yet. I'm gonna have 6 sections in this video, 1 to explain the overall concept and setting, 1 per character, and to end it off, we're gonna be going over my original ideas for Furmania. Let's get into a quick summary of our setting. The world is much like our own. Little has been changed despite the leading species is now anthropomorphic animals and many magical properties are being included. A closer look into our setting is a smaller city area which would probably be in the Midwest area of the US if set specifically in our world. As stated previously, the characters in this world are anthro-animals. This includes mythical creatures as well. When going into logistics, the government works the same as does geography and nature-related things. That's all I have there, so now we're going to move on to the characters. Starting off with Willow. She seems to be a favorite among my current audience, so if I have any new viewers here, I hope you guys like her too. Willow is 23 years old and a sort of reindeer-doe-deer mix. I made her around 2 to 3 years ago. She was made a little bit later into the development of Furmania, but was still included in the original main cast. Visually, she has a rather forest-themed aesthetic with a warmer color palette and a rounder shape language. I designed her like this to play into her personality. She's a sort of toned-down sunshine character, like not all in your face about it, but she's definitely brighter and more optimistic compared to the rest of the cast. She's one of 4 siblings, being the second oldest. I also made each of her siblings based off a certain season. She's an older sister named Fern, who is spring-themed and Willow lives with, a younger sibling who is winter-themed, and an even younger brother who is fall-centered. I don't have names for either of her siblings, except for Fern, but if you guys have any suggestions for names, please drop them in the comments below. Fern probably has the most impact on the main story in comparison to Willow's 2 other siblings. Willow met the rest of the cast when the others were around 14 to 15, so she's known them for about 7 to 8 years now. Willow went to college for biology as her major and literature as her minor. Currently, she's doing online school to get her bachelor's in biology. She's also bilingual, being able to speak both English and French. I don't know how to format the rest of this, so here's rapid-fire facts about her. She has a mild pollen allergy, is trans femme, she knows how to sew, loves to garden, she plays bass guitar, crochets, loves to read as her favorite genre is fantasy, and is somehow always late or extremely early to an event. There's literally no in-between. That's about all I have for her that I can fit into one video, so now we're moving on to Moonlight. She's been around for a while, the longest OC I've kept. Outwardly, she has a sort of standoffish personality and is kinda edgy, I fear, to an extent. Around the rest of the cast, she's a lot more relaxed though. She's a barista at a coffee shop near to her apartment, which Rix likes to frequently bother her at. Diving a bit more into her personality, I think she fits the tortured artist stereotype pretty well. The definition off of Wikipedia is, a tortured artist is a stock character and stereotype who is in constant torment due to frustrations with art, other people, or the world in general. She and Lumen met when Lumen was 6 and she was 7. This is a few years before they met the rest of the main cast, so it was just the 2 of them for about 5 years. Her species is a sort of fox-cat mix. I couldn't settle for a specific animal, so that's what you're getting. She's 23 and pretty art-centered as a character. Doesn't matter the medium, musical, animation, traditional, interested in all of those. She plays 3 instruments, those being electric guitar, violin, and bass guitar. She listens to mostly Riot Girl and Midwest emo. She's also interested in most things punk. In college, she did a double major for both psychology and animation, then a minor in sociology. She has a sort of scene style that's bordering on scene-mo, if that's how you pronounce it. I really hope it is. She has 1 younger brother that I haven't gotten too much into the character and details of, but it's definitely finalized that she has one. Her and Rix also live in the same apartment complex, which brings us into our next character, Rix. I made them around 3 years ago to go along with a few other scrapped characters. They're 22 and have a pretty scrappy personality. Their species is a mako shark. I did switch up the coloring on that species a bit though. Style-wise, they're pretty punk, but they'd also fall into that category for things such as music taste and political views. I'm not sure on what age I want them to have transitioned, but at some point during high school they started identifying as non-binary. Currently they're unlabeled sexuality-wise, but mostly because I can't decide on what to make them. But I like how it plays into their indecisiveness as well. As for family, Rix is an only child, so not much going on there. Most of their interests are based around physical or audio media. They collect comics, records, and have an interest in punk music, leading them to play drums, as stated previously. Rix met the other three, or two at the time since Willow hadn't come along yet, when they were 11 to 12. That's all I have for Rix currently, so now we're going to be covering Lumen. I made Lumen around 2 to 3 years ago along with her non-identical twin sister Amity. I'm not sure if Amity is going to make the final cut for the list of characters, but as of now, she's still there. Either way, she's not of much importance to the main story as her and Lumen aren't very close. I'm still deciding on what species of bat I want Lumen to be, but I'm leaning more towards the big-eared flying fox. If anyone has suggestions for what species fits her best, please let me know. Lumen is 22 years old and plays 3 instruments, those being piano, double bass, and trombone. As for college, she's doing a major in astrology. She originally wanted to go for stage magic, but due to complications with her parents and career path stuff, she couldn't. Lumen is also arowace, or aromantic asexual. This means they have little to no sexual and romantic attraction. As for Lumen, she has 0 attraction to either. She's big into tarot and magic-related things. As of this, she's an aspiring magician or fortune teller. She's happy with either outcome. Currently, though, Lumen works as a cashier at a convenience store, but often does tarot readings on the others as practice. As stated before in Moonlight's section, Lumen and Moonlight met fairly early in life, but Lumen was actually the one to introduce both Rix and Willow to the friend group. For style and music taste, she'd be considered goth, but also listens to a few other music genres such as rock, folk, jazz, and nu metal. With that being said, that's the end of the character-specific section. Now let's get into my original ideas for Furmania. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I've gone through a lot of characters and story directions for Furmania, the earliest cast having 8 characters. These 8 were Lumen, Moonlight, Cotton, Willow, Sunstar, Amity, Rix, and Starburst. As you can probably tell, I cut the cast in half since then, but originally when redoing Furmania's concept, I kept Starburst. For this first story direction, I had it set in the suburbs, and all 8 characters lived in the same house. This, unsurprisingly, is very unrealistic, but it's actually the concept I got the farthest with. For this specific version, I got a portion of the pilot animated, and I got 4 scripts for episodes done. Eventually, all of this was scrapped as the storyline felt more like a kid show than what I was going for, and the dialogue just wasn't all that great. For this bit, I did have Lumen's sister as part of the main cast, and Willow had a girlfriend, which was Cotton. Will and Cotton's relationship just felt kind of forced and wasn't all that interesting to me. Now on screen should be the designs for all the characters at the time. I feel like the designs were sort of copy-paste with a few of them. Like, they didn't just have that much differentiating all of them. After this, I decided to go a different direction with Furmania, and my next idea was a sort of Midwest emo garage band type scene. This one I only kept for 3 to 4 months because I quickly realized it wasn't going to work for the plans I had for Furmania at the time. But for this concept, I had a cast of 5 characters. This was probably the closest to the plans I have for Furmania now. The 5 characters in this cast were Willow, Starburst, Moonlight, Rix, and Lumen. I soon figured if I was going to do a garage band type direction with it, I'd probably have to make some sort of music since I was planning to make an animated series. Still am, but that was like the only direction I was going with it. I'm not exactly the most talented in music production, so I knew that wasn't going to work out for my skill set. Alright, sort of forgot to write this in, but also at this time, Lumen's original name was Lunar, but I felt that was kind of overused, so I changed it to Lumen, and also it just fits her character better. Those were the 2 scrapped ideas for Furmania. After those 2, I finally got to my current decision, which in my opinion is so many times better than the other 2. Those were the 2 scrapped ideas for Furmania. After those 2, I finally got to my current decision, which I think is far better than the other 2. Now, with that out of the way, that brings us to the end of the video. If my characters here were interesting to you, please check out my channel. I try to post OC related shorts every day. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Bye!